From Zai News, new species of Tyrannosaur discovered in China. From prehistoric to present, my name is Ethan. This is Creature Guide Live Daily News. Remember to like, comment, subscribe if you love talking about animals, and share this show with everyone you know. Now, let's get into the animal news of the day. Paleontologists have discovered the remains of a deep snouted tyrannosaurid dinosaur named Asia Tyrannus zoo in southeastern China. The fossil remains of Asia Tyrannus Shu, the first deep snouted tyrannosaur from Ganzhou City of southeastern China. Well, this is really good to see, not just because we have an intact shin bone and thigh bone, some tail vertebra, and even the ankles, but more importantly, the skull is intact. That's really good to see. That's one of the most important, if not the most important part of the dinosaur. Um, Asia Tyrannus Shu roamed our planet during the late Cretaceous epoch, approximately 69 million years ago. The new species was a member of Tyrannosauridae, one of the two extinct subfamilies of Tyrannosauridae, the most derived group within the superfamily Tyrannosauridae. Tyrannosaurids are the most distinctive, best known, and most intensively studied groups of dinosaurs and are represented by almost 30 species. Um, on Tyrannosaurids. If if we're talking about the tyrannosaurs in general, we have over 80 different species. So 30 is a pretty small number. If you're talking about the subfamilies within the tyrannosaurs in general, then yes, you could say depending on the subfamily, that would be true. But overall, we found over 80 species. So maybe we can make this 81. The earliest tyrannosaurs appeared in the Middle Jurassic, around 165 million years ago. This is true with animals like Proceratosaurus, which evolved over in Europe at around the Middle Jurassic, so around the same time as Liopleurodon. They became the apex predators in their respective ecologies during the final 20 million years of the Cretaceous in Asia and Western North America. I would say before that, most tyrannosaurs were much smaller, and then you would start to reach by around 80 to 85 million years ago, 20-foot long individuals of different types of tyrannosaur. The colossal body size and deep snout are the characteristics of the ecologically dominant latest Cretaceous tyrannosaurid species. Asia tyrannus is a small to medium sized tyrannosaurine dinosaur with a skull length of 47.5 centimeters or 18.7 inches and an estimated total body length of 3.5 to 4 meters or 11.5 to 13.1 feet. So, yeah, especially by 69 million years ago, this isn't a very large species of Tyrannosaurid. But also during this time, during the Maastrichtian stage of the late Cretaceous, also right after Tarbosaurus went extinct, though he might have still existed in Mongolia at this time. So I'm referring to a 38-foot long, possibly 7-ton tyrannosaur that existed over in Mongolia at least 70 million years ago. But afterwards, you had much smaller species within Asia, and all of the larger species would dominate North America. But as well in the region, you had animals such as Microhadrosaurus, which was a species of hadrosaur that lived in China about 68 million years ago. And it was only about 13 feet in length and might have weighed close to 1,500 pounds. It was probably feeding on a wide variety of different species of ferns, maybe even low lying conifers at this point. And so far, this is the within this part of China, since this is around 69 million years ago. This is probably from the Xialang Formation of China, which dates to also somewhere around towards its least extent, about 66 million years ago. So here you have Ganon source, and Ganonsaurus was somewhere around 84 feet in length and could have reached somewhere between 30 to 40 tons. It is a big debate as to what specific family of or subfamily of sauropods, more specifically, this individual would belong to. At least at the moment, it's just known as a Titanosauriform, which is not very specific since there are a wide variety of different subfamilies of Titanosauriform. It's not even a member of Titanosauridae at the moment. Some have said that it could be a member or a close relative of the Eubulopausauridae lineage of sauropods. The problem is that subfamily went extinct by about 88 million years ago. It's just for some reason it might be or somehow it's a close relative. And just here's a overall representation of the size of this animal. And no, despite it having a some quite an erect neck structure as well as almost like brachiosaurid, sort of a skull structure or chimaerosaur, it's not closely related to those two individuals. And here you have species of oviraptorid. Well, more specifically, Oviraptorosauria. So this is Gandusaurus, which is a member of the hip it's a subfamily of Oviraptorosauria that is not very often talked about, but it is a member of the Oviraptorid family. This individual, however, only got to about 2 feet in length and maybe weight or around 0.7 meters and maybe weighed somewhere around 20 pounds. So it's quite a small oviraptorid, even for its time. And then you had okay, well, this is another representation with an even larger crest. Certain reconstructions of Ganzusaurus have been shown to have much larger crests and some very little. It's a big question as to whether there was a bit of a difference in between the male and female crest structures. And this animal was probably feeding on different species of plants as well as small mammals, reptiles. And then you have the Nunkaitai that existed in this region. Actually, there are around 5 or 6 different species of Oviraptorid that have been found within the Xiang Formation. The Nankanai. And this individual was a bit larger. I believed it reached somewhere around 8 feet in length, or um, let's see, I believe that's somewhere around 1.8 meters. And no, 1.8, like 2.7. Anyway, probably weigh actually, despite this representation, which is still a very good drawing, it most likely was covered in a variety of feathers, as with all of the oviraptorids. But this animal was very heavy for its body size. It probably weighed somewhere around 160 to 180 pounds, despite its overall look, and was probably feeding on a wide variety of different species of ferns and reptiles. But this is not a member of Oviraptoridae, though it was an Oviraptorosaur, which is what Oviraptoridae is a part of. But it was probably a member of the subfamily Oviraptorosaurus known as the Cygnathidae lineage of the Oviraptorosaurs. The new species was around half the size of Kienzosaurus. Well, it's good to hear that we still have another Tyrannosaur, but that is quite unfortunate since Kienzosaurus, right here. So this is a skull of the individual. It's very much intact. This individual could reach somewhere around 25 feet in length and weigh up to probably 1,200 to 1,300 kilograms, or around 2,500 pounds. And just here's an overall reconstruction of the animal. It might have been even more lightly built than what with what we're seeing with this individual. It could have also had a bit more lightly built arms. They seem a bit large compared to its body size. Let's see who else. Oh, okay. So there was also the Nanshingosaurus that existed within this region. So this was a member of the Therizinosaurid family. The only one that I know of from these or this specific formation. It was a medium-sized Therizinosaur. It could reach somewhere around 16 feet or a little over 5 meters in length and reach a weight of somewhere around probably 2,500 pounds as well, or around 1,200 kilograms. And most of the weight was centered within most therizinosaurs in general, within the core of its body. They had a very um, large gut to help digest all of that plant material. But whereas the rest of their body, unlike with what you see in ceratopsians, sauropods, technically maybe sauropods would be a bit better of a comparison because they're actually more closely related to the long necked sauropods compared to the ceratopsians. And this is not simply due to their long neck. This is actually due to um, both therizinosaurs and sauropods belong to the Saurischia lineage of dinosaurs. And Therizanosaurs are theropods, despite them for the most part being primarily vegetarian. And oh, okay. I thought there was a. I thought I put a skeleton. Okay, so a nearly complete skull and partial disarticulated postcranial skeleton of the new dinosaur was found at a construction site in the Nangxiang Formation of Shaitown in Gansu City, the Chinese province of Shanghai, in September 2017. Asia Tyrannus and Kenzosaurus have different skull proportions and body sizes, suggesting they may occupy different ecological niches. Um, in the Campano-Maastrichtian of Eastern Central Asia and Laramidia. So this is referring to um, that would be technically somewhere between 74 and 66 million years ago, if you're including the Campanian stage, especially the later Campanian. The large carnivore gills are monopolized by Tyrannosaurids, with adult medium-sized predators are rare or absent. Scientists interpreted the missing middle sized niches in the theropod guilds of Lake Cretaceous Laramidia and Asia may have been assimilated by juvenile and subadults of Tyrannosaurid species. In southeastern China, Kenzosaurus undoubtedly occupy the apex predator niche, but Asia Tyrannus might represent the small to medium sized theropod niche between the large bodied Kenzosaurus and the diversified small bodied Oviraptorosaurus. Well, this makes sense. Kansas despite it only reaching somewhere between 2,500 to 3,000 pounds, it technically, at least so far, is the largest species of predator that we know from this region. And now we have Asia Tyrannus, luckily, showing there was more variety of the Tyrannosaurs, and there were technically, at least at this point, the medium sized Tyrannosaurs of the region, and then the smaller Oviraptorosaurs. So far, at least that I know of, no species of Dromaeosaur have been found in this formation, which is interesting considering they were existing in North America and possibly Mongolia at this point. Okay, well, this is simply good to hear that we've got another species of Tyrannosaur. Let me know what your favorite species of Tyrannosaur from Asia is in the comments. And from prehistoric to present, my name is Ethan. This is Creature Guide Live Daily News. Remember to like, comment, subscribe if you love talking about animals, and share this show with everyone you know, because nothing is better than all animals all the time.